Thanks for joining us for WQAD News 8 at 6:30. I'm Johnny Gendrich. Denise has this evening off. Tonight, the former CBS chief executive denied his severance package, why the company says they had enough reason to fire Les Moonves. And a father begging for help. His son is dying in the hospital, why his wife can't be at their child's side.
And coming up in your health, technology that can guide a doctor to the source of some cancers. This year, 250,000 new cases of lung cancer will be diagnosed, and many will be fatal. But now some doctors are using new technology to navigate right to the source of the cancer. Now, lung cancer is tricky because it's not always static. It's not in the exact same place where it's first diagnosed. I'll show you what I mean coming up in your health.
All right, thanks, Jim. But first, our top story tonight. Former CBS chief executive Les Moonves will not receive his $120 million severance package. The company's board of directors says he was fired with cause over sexual misconduct allegations. The board said it reached its decision after finding that Moonves failed to cooperate fully with investigators. Moonves was fired in September after sexual misconduct allegations by several women. He denies those allegations. The Affordable Care Act will stay in place for now, despite a federal judge ruling it unconstitutional. President Donald Trump today tweeting, "The deductible, which comes with Obamacare, is so high that it's practically not usable. It hurts families badly. We have a chance working with Democrats to deliver great health care." A group of Democratic states attorneys general plan to appeal the lower court's ruling. A decision could take months.
I think this will be overturned on appeal. There's no reason why the individual mandate provision can't be struck down and keep all of the good provisions of the Affordable Care Act, such as coverage for people with pre-existing conditions.
The federal judge from Texas made his decision on Friday based on Congress's decision to remove the penalty for people who don't get health care insurance. A new report says Russia used social media to polarize the U.S. and interfere in the 2016 presidential election. The report says Russia's Internet Research Agency used Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Posts aimed to disengage minority voters, encourage right-wing voters to be more confrontational, and spread conspiracy theories. Content was shared by more than 30 million people before and after the election. 13 Russian nationals were indicted for conspiring to influence that election. An update tonight on a missing Colorado mother. Police finished a 3-day search of Kelsey Barris' fiance's home with no sign of her. There is now a $25,000 reward for information leading to Barris' location or safe return. Her fiance, Patrick Frazee, is not considered a suspect, but is believed to be the last person to see her. He says he picked up their daughter on Thanksgiving. Barris has not been seen since. 3 days later, her phone was found in Idaho. A congressional delegation will visit a Customs and Border Protection station tomorrow, where a 7-year-old migrant was taken before she died. Homeland Security claims the child had no food or water for days before showing up in a group of refugees at Border Control. Her father, though, says she was in good health before they turned themselves in. Soon after, the girl started vomiting. She later died at the hospital. Her family is now calling for an investigation. The girl's death has sparked criticism of the Trump administration's immigration policies. The father of a boy on life support in California is asking for his wife to be allowed into the country. Their 2-year-old suffers from a genetic brain condition. Doctors say he may not withstand life support much longer. The mother has not been able to get approval to enter the U.S. She's from Yemen and lives in Egypt.
I'm here today because my son Abdullah needs his mother. My wife's calling me every day, wanted to kiss and hold her son.
Under the current travel ban, nationals of Yemen and 6 other countries are restricted from entering the U.S. A driver in North Carolina is charged with driving while impaired after a crash with a school bus today. Police say the driver drove into the wrong lane and hit the bus, overturning it and injuring 13 children. The students and the driver were taken to hospitals with bruises and broken bones. One of the children is in critical condition but is expected to survive. 3 contractors hired to clean up after the Camp Fire in Northern California have now been fired for offensive photos. The photos posted to Facebook caused outrage. One shows a dead cat with a beer bottle in its mouth. Another shows a man jumping through burned trampolines. The post included offensive captions as well. The town of Paradise posted the photos saying it was unacceptable and reprehensible behavior. The Camp Fire killed at least 86 people last month. A Disney Channel actor has been fired after police say he tried to arrange a sexual encounter with someone he thought was a 13-year-old boy. 48-year-old Stoney Westmoreland played a grandfather on the show Andy Mack. Police say he used a dating app to send explicit photos and meet the child for sex. When he arrived at the meeting place, the FBI took him into custody. A Missouri judge came up with a creative way to punish a deer poacher. David Berry, Jr. is ordered to watch the movie Bambi once a month during his year-long jail sentence. Berry pleaded guilty to illegally killing hundreds of deer over a 3-year span. The judge hopes the Disney classic will help him realize the value of an animal's life. Taking a look at your local headlines tonight at 6:30. Police charged a man with second-degree murder in connection with a fatal stabbing in Rock Island. 28-year-old Jose Yanez is under arrest tonight. Bond is set at $500,000. Police say they were called to a possible burglary at a home on 17th Street early yesterday morning near the high school. They found 30-year-old Antonio Ortiz Jr. of Rock Island outside. Officers say he was stabbed in the chest. Ortiz Jr. later died at the hospital. Rock Island police are also investigating several gun-related incidents from over the weekend. A 39-year-old man was shot north of Longview Park before 2 o'clock yesterday morning. No update tonight on his condition. Police also responded to 3 separate shots-fired calls. No one was hurt in those cases. Bond is set tonight at $50,000 for a Fulton County man accused of lying about a child abduction. 18-year-old Mitchell Dutz appeared in court today. On Saturday, Farmington police say Dutz reported his car stolen with a 13-year-old child in the back seat. An Amber Alert was issued, but the story unraveled after police questioned Dutz. Police say he made the story up after a drug deal gone bad, and the child was never in any danger. Dutz is facing several charges, including making a false police report. Coming up tonight on News 8 at 6:30, our favorite sparkly things. Denise and I visit Revel Jewelers, the beautiful pieces we found at all different price points.
And the week's warmest is going to lead to our next round of wet weather. I'll show you where it is, how it's going to track, and what that means as we go through the rest of the week right after the break here on News 8 at 6:30.